Hey everybody, this is Kohdok here, and as you can see, I am outside in the hot Texas summer weather, although it's mild compared to last year. It may be early July and a lot of stores are trying to clearance out their summer stuff, but you know what? I say it's still summer. So today, I'm going to be going over a new summer toy by Zing Toys. That would be the Airstorm series. The Airstorm series is a kind of archery, dart, slingshot shooting line, which uses a unique split string, which allows you to load only their kind of special ammunition in order to fire the weapon. Now, the weapons boast range of up to 125 feet, which means they are definitely outdoor toys. They are simply too powerful to try to use inside, although maybe the crossbow and the slingshot could work. Archery has had a remarkable amount of notoriety in the recent months, thanks in part to a couple of movies that have come out, both from Disney. With these bows and arrows, kids can imitate some of their favorite heroes, like Merida or Hawkeye, or that girl from the Hunger Games, or a whole bunch of other people, really. Well, they recommend trying to use cans to shoot at, and I have my target rack already, but what kind of cans do I have that I could use for target practice? What? One of them was free, the other two were $1 a piece. The Z-curve bow is the powerhouse of the Airstorm arsenal. It is a sort of compound bow and arrow which uses several bungee cords in order to pull back, and because it's using your own body's force against it, can actually shoot like 125-200 feet. Now, the bow is designed to be used in either hand and fires these sort of large arrow dart things. There's also a Zart version of the dart that can stick to certain objects. Now, in order to fire it, you attach it into the little loops and just draw it back as far as you can in order to aim and fire. Although, I find that the use of a glove in order to help get better grip on the arrows allows you to get more power and a more appropriate sort of archer-like stance. Nice! Bullseye! The ZX crossbow is a more sophisticated device that uses these smaller bolt-like darts which have a square notch in them to allow you to load them into the machine. Now, it can also carry a couple of additional Zarts on its body. To load it, you stick the Zart into the loops and pull it back over the peg in the back. Now, loading it actually causes the big front part of the bow to tense up, which generates some additional power to it. They've also made a regular bow and arrow that uses this sort of tech. Now, in order to fire it, you actually have to disengage the safety trigger on it. And then, in order to fire it, you just pull the trigger. You can get about 45 feet of range out of this thing, and it's not as brutal on its ammunition as the Z-curve bow. And finally, the Zing Shot. The Zing Shot is a little slingshot and costs about half as much as the other ones. The other ones cost 20 bucks, the Zing Shot is only 10. And it has this peculiar broken string with a pair of beads on it, meaning that you actually have to use a special kind of ball ammunition. What they do is they have a couple of plastic slots in the back, which you slide over the beads in order to arm it. Then you just draw it back and fire it like a regular old slingshot. You can actually get about 60 feet of range out of this thing, and you can actually do a lot of fun things with the balls, like bounce them off walls and stuff. Now, a lot of these guns come with things that are called suction Zarts. Zarts, I know, Z for Zing Toys and Z Storm and all that jazz. Anyway, despite how they look, these suction cups are actually styrofoam like the rest of the dart. And yet they're still able to be delivered with enough force that they can stick to stuff like walls or refrigerator, or in this case, we're going to demonstrate using the stop sign over here. Now, these things have enough force to stick to walls, but a little bit of moisture helps them stick a bit better. So, without further ado, see, just like that. May this be a lesson to you guys. Don't shoot where you can't reach. Now, a thing about these is they're not the most accurate things in the world. Because their ammunition is really peculiarly shaped, they tend to kind of weave and bob from side to side and aren't really the easiest thing to fire. The ammunition is also a little delicate. When messing around with the Z-curve bow, I actually managed to rip the fletching off of one of them. And you can't really step on the Zing Shot balls or else you risk breaking the plastic container inside. Otherwise, they're pretty fun. You get kind of the real feel of archery without having to actually buy a lethal bow and arrow. And I imagine you could probably buy 2 of these Z-curve bows and take the ammunition and play some kind of game of ultimate catch where you take turns firing the ammunition at each other. Otherwise, I'd say don't really aim these at people. These things contain a lot of force. As you can see, they were able to knock down Redekai tins, and I don't think a Nerf gun has the force to do that. Oh yeah, almost forgot, I gotta give some stuff away. Zing sent me an extra Zing shot and an extra ZX crossbow for me to give out to a couple of the lucky fans. Anyway, in order to enter the contest, you need to go to the blog post that I'm going to post in the video description below. You'll find a Rafflecopter entry form there, and they will tell you how to enter in order to possibly win these prizes. Anyway, this is Kohdok. These are Air Storm by Zing Toys, and if you excuse me, I need to go piss off some Scottish people.
What are you doing? Don't you dare loose another arrow!